Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing? Oh, hallelujah. We have no power. I don't know why. Anyways, I guess God's giving me this time to do a video that I've been meaning to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna title this video on distractions because I do have a word on this that I've been, like I said, I've been wanting to do. So, but I can't really show y'all because my room's dark right now. But I have of course, I have a clock right beside my bed, and so about every Tuesday morning, I got a scripture ready here for this one too. Every Tuesday morning, they got a preacher who gets up on Facebook and does a prayer, and he does a word, and it's really early, about 6 o'clock in the morning. And for me, since I work late on the afternoons every day, it's kind of hard for me to get up. So I got up and I set my alarm, and I got up and I washed it, and I couldn't go back to sleep. And I kept looking at the clock. I kept looking at the clock. I was like, I can get this much time to sleep. So I would try and sleep, but I couldn't. And I looked back at the clock again. It's like, about an hour later, I can get this much sleep. I kept getting distracted by telling myself how much I can, how many hours I can get by looking at the clock. You know how when you can like just lay down, your mind just races and stuff? Yeah, you get distracted. So I was getting distracted by looking at the clock, by seeing how much time I can get, and not really trying to focus on really trying to sleep, and not really trying shutting my mind down so I can sleep. And so that's just the kind of word I got for right now, is distractions. In this world, all these distractions that we have will cause us to fall away from our faith in God, and cause us to fall away from our plan that God has for us. And I can name a couple of things distractions. One thing, what I'm holding right now, a phone, an iPhone. That's what the world is just all about today. It's just electronics, about iPhones, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TVs, vehicles. Oh man, I know people who they just lust over their vehicles. That's a distraction that the enemy uses right there. Not only just phones, but I know people, they just try and make the vehicles look, the best vehicle of the guy. God ain't worried about, the best looking vehicle you have. It's nothing wrong with having that. But when you lust after it, and that's what you put you first before God, then that's a distraction from you focusing on God, and God using you to fulfill His plan, what He has for you. TVs, and it's just lust, sex. A boyfriend and girlfriend can even be a distraction. I'm telling you, once you before Jesus and you getting judged, your spouse ain't gonna be standing right there beside you. It says individually, you will be standing before the Lord getting judged. So you can't put your own girlfriend or boyfriend, fiance, spouse before God. You know you love them, but you just can't do it. God has to be first and center in your life. And I have this is something that real Christians will understand, because once you get closer to God, you start noticing sin in everything. So just a little things can be a distraction. I already got this word right here, but it's Romans 7:14-25. I'm going to read the bottom text. It says that the struggle that Paul describes in this section is common to all believers. The more mature the believer, the more aware of sin he or she becomes. The more progress a person makes towards sanctification, the more he or she will abhor sinfulness and see it is for what it is. So just the smallest things can be a distraction. And I even notice it's like they're putting it like the kids TV shows. I notice like the newer SpongeBob now. I still watch SpongeBob, but the newer SpongeBob, it's like they got a lot of gay stuff up in there, a lot of homosexuality stuff up in there. Whatever you want to call it, it's an abomination to God. And I've noticed it. And it's like the more mature, like it says, you get closer to God, the more you start seeing the sin. And that can be a distraction. So we have to be aware of the tactics and the traps that the enemy has for us. For us real Christians, we have to see it. Now, if you just lukewarm, or if you just, like Marcus Roger calls it, casual Christian, you ain't going to notice it. You're just going to be like, this is... But you ain't gonna notice it. But it's just the enemy will use any little thing to be a distraction. And it says in the Bible to be wise as a serpent, but to be harmless as a dove. We have to be wise of the enemy's trap. See, if the enemy is using somebody against you, like as a person, be wise of it. You know, if they're a sinner and they don't realize it, but be home as a dog, come to them in love and tell them the things that they're doing wrong. So we have to be aware as Christians. We have to be aware of the enemy's traps and the distractions that he will put in our lives. You know, we have to live our lives as well, but we can't let all this stuff come before God. We have to be aware of the enemy's attacks and the enemy's traps and stuff. So I just want to get that word out and distracting stuff. Don't let it, just don't, vehicles, phones, TV shows, even your spouse, people, like, you can't put all this stuff before God. The enemy will use it as a distraction. Even your own appearance. I know some people out there want to try to look good and stuff, but you can't put that before God. You know, once we all start getting old as a man, we start getting old who's in our hair, so they might as well just go ahead and shave it off. Anyways, I just want to get this out. Hope this blesses somebody. Shared it so other people can see it and it help them out. Y'all be blessed.